Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Spare Change Challenge. We're going to try something a little bit different today. We're going to play these heads up sit and goes. But I'm going to try and play two at a time. I've already regged another one. We check back this really draw heavy board here. I mean, we do have a gut shot two overs. And he bets kind of weakly. Yeah, we'll just give this one up. I was thinking about raising that and following through on rivers. I think it's okay to just check fold, or just fold. I prefer to have like some other outs besides just three clean ones. I do something like that. The gut shot, my two overs were possibly clean as well. I mean, I guess that could have been the case there, but I think we're going to run into some two pairs and stuff there quite often. They're sitting out now. Oh, we're going to... For why he's sitting out. He just gave up. Too much for him. And he's just... Yeah, he just can't stand it. Sat out. So we have another one popping up here. Hopefully it works. It's switching tables correctly. I've got it set up to do that. So hang tight for possible technical difficulties. Yeah, I'm not seeing that table. Do we just get it in? Let's see. Rebet this. Yeah, the other table's not puffing up. Do we just get it in here? It'll certainly be on tilt. I'm gonna check shove this. Yeah, let's just get it in with the eights. He could be on tilt because he just sat out. Let's give him a chance to do that. He has aces. That sucks. It really sucks. Yeah, we're just check shoving this. These tables are not popping up correctly. Wow, aces twice in a row. Ouch! Okay, so we lose one. And we'll try and rematch this. I mean, you run into aces twice in a row. I don't think we've ran into aces. I thought we hit a set in this one. And won this one. Or was that the same one? Oh, he rivered the ace! I thought we had at least won one of two of those. Wow. Okay, I guess we just keep getting it in here and try and get back into this one. Maybe we'll just one table because this isn't working correctly. Fortunately for us, this guy spikes his 10. He's just running good. So that's a little unfortunate. We dropped two right off the bat here, just running into aces. Yeah, that's gonna happen though, right? We'll try and rematch. Maybe one of these will at least... I wonder why these aren't popping up correctly. Sure. But we'll go ahead and reg another... That's really weird. Have we ever had it happen that way? Where we just lose two right off the bat like that? I don't think we have. A new one for us. I don't remember the last time we ran into aces either. And to do it when we have eights and queens. Hit a set on one of them and still lose. A little bit unfortunate. But nothing we can do about it, but just keep playing. So we'll go ahead and update here. Man, that hurts to lose two right off the bat because now we're 5 and 8. We're in a little bit of a hole. We'll defend the king queen. Go start here with a check call. And we most likely have the best hand here quite a bit. He could certainly be slow playing an ace. I'll go ahead and raise this turn. If he has an ace and he's slow playing, he'll continue. If he didn't have an ace, he probably just folds. Easy stuff, right? It's unlikely he has an ace. This time it appears that he did, or he has a set of 5s or 4s or something. I still think it's a winning play to do that. Although his check back on the flop's fishy. Good board to c-bet. We do have a gut shot to go along with our ace high. We'll bet that. I'll work on the technical issues another time. I was hoping it would just work. Too much to ask. I'm gonna go into settings here and go in and fix what I changed. Apparently it didn't mean anything. And we'll just stick with what we got. And just one table for the rest of this session. That was a little bit unlucky to basically have two hands where we have monsters and we run into aces simultaneously. Hit a set in one of them and still lose both. It's a little frustrating. Is this the same guy that sat out earlier? I think so. Clearly gonna raise the aces. Ace 5 here. But you know, that's just as likely to happen for us to have aces both times, so not a big deal. We're gonna continue with our aggression here. Certainly gonna see a bit of dry board like this. I think this is a pretty straightforward player here, possibly. So we're gonna play straightforward, open a lot of buttons. Can defend fairly wide, I think, as well. We're gonna peel here just to try and see if we can improve. And maybe he checks back the turn and we can just fire the river. We hit a pair, so we're just going to check. I don't think he'll bluff at this that often. Kind of a bad board to bluff at, I think. And we do win with our 6, which is good. Go ahead and raise the jack 8. I think this is the same player, had aces last time, so we're just going to try and bank something. Otherwise, just giving up here. Board's pretty good for his 3-betting range. Generally, it's going to include a lot of king, queen, depending on how linear he is. Last time, obviously, he had aces, so. Flopping backdoor hearts on a pretty board that connects pretty well with his flatting range, so I'm going to check back, try to pick up some equity. Another pretty miserable turn card, and we'll just give up on that one. Probably not going to do anything with the jack deuce. I guess we'll gladly see a free flop. Free flop anything. This board may connect very well with his limping range, which probably includes some suited connectors and such. So I don't think we'll attack that board. There are some boards we would go ahead and attack. We'll raise the jack high. He's 3-bet now a couple of times. I mean, we've only seen the one showdown. Just happen to be aces. I think he's probably 3-betting wider than that. We have to choose some hands to fold, and I think that's a good one to go ahead and fold. Timing down again. Whether this guy has connection issues or whether he's just playing too many tables. Either way, we'll take the free money. Raise the jack 8 suited. Check back, raise a lot of turns here. I think that's a good one because he's going to be awful polarized if he bets. Leads it to us here. I'm going to go ahead and bet for protection, value. Try to get called by like a hearts or something here. And we'll just look to go to showdown, hope we're good. And he did have top pair. And you can do there. Good thing he didn't lead the turn because we were definitely raising. And he probably was not folding. Didn't fold the crap there. Opening the 9-7 suited. I think that's should be pretty much in everybody's button range. We'll pick one hand to fold every once in a while, and I think 7 deuce offsuit, if you're gonna pick one, is a pretty good one to have in your folding range. This guy's suddenly playing really tight, not sure why. He's probably just picking up a whole bunch of crap in a row. Fold a 4-9. Apparently we are both card dead either. We're both picking up really strong hands, it looks like. We're both picking up really weak hands. What if he's normalizing to like a 40-50% winning range? Doesn't look like he's like a big whale or something. He's not really the type of player we like to play necessarily, but gotta take the good with the bad when you're just randomly sitting at anonymous tables. Play pretty straightforward. I don't think there's any reason to have a limping range versus this player. He seems to be folding to some steals. Don't know too much about his 3-betting range yet, except that he's done it twice out of 9 times, 10 times. We're gonna open the 9-10. Check back the jack high board, try to pick up some equity. We'll go ahead and check again. Yeah, let's see. This looks like a good card for him sometimes to stab at. I think we'll go ahead, if he's going to check to us 3 times, we're going to go ahead and bet the river, try to steal this one. Of course he has a piece, nothing we can do there. I wouldn't expect him to fold that often. Go ahead and peel, we have 2 pair. Not going anywhere on this flop. Not looking to pile, but we're definitely not folding. Pretty bad turn card, but that might be a bad turn card for him as well. We'll just go ahead and look to check it down. We're probably going to be good often enough here. Not need to turn our hand into a bluff. We do take it down. We're going to limp the deuce 3. I haven't done this yet, and I think this is a good hand to experiment with. This is an easy fold. Yeah, we'll just bet half pot since it's not letting me type. Technical difficulties. He didn't immediately think about attacking my limp, which either that means he had crap or he just isn't the type to do that. We flop a gut shot. I think this is a good board to check call on. And then on some runouts we can obviously just bluff. C-betting pretty wide. We're going to go ahead and go for this one. I think he'll call with a 9 or a jack or fold everything else. Or just call with ace high. On a board that really connects well with my defending range. So he's apparently not giving me much credit. Means we'll get a lot of credit, or no credit when we actually do have a hand. It's good to show up with some bluffs every once in a while. We're definitely calling with this. And we flop the nuts here, so we're going with this. Yeah, that's a really trappy bet, but we're certainly never folding this strong of a hand. We have to go after our equity here. I expect to get check raised here a lot. But we just have way too much equity to think about not just getting it in here. Unfortunately, we can't get there. So we lose again. We're going to decline versus this guy and look to play somebody else. I don't think he's the best guy to play against. I think we're a favorite against him, but I think there's... If he regs again, I mean, obviously we'll have to play him, but we much prefer to find a fishier player. Yeah, we're 0 for 3. That's how it goes, guys. Not much we can do about it. Sometimes the cards just don't go your way. Pretty much everything that could go wrong has gone wrong so far. At least seems to have, like, for the first 3 days we've been doing these heads up. But you know, we've won over 10 of these in a row. We're gonna get a streak like that again. We just gotta keep playing. Can't get frustrated. Flop the royal flush draw and don't get there. While we're waiting here. Look at our equity on that hand. I'm not sure what ace 10 he had, honestly. I guess it doesn't really matter. He had ace 10 offsuit. We had the queen of clubs, 10 of clubs, right? And I believe it was a, what was it? Ace clubs, king clubs, what was it, an 8? I don't remember exactly. It's an offsuit, but that'll give you a decent indication. I mean, we had a 46% equity against ace high. I mean, actually, let's give him the strongest part of his range. We still had 34% equity. The worst case scenario, we have 34% equity there. With a short stack, we just got to chase that. And there's sometimes he'll just have air there, or he'll have a hand like pocket 10s, jacks that he'll just maybe fold, maybe call one and then fold. So against his overall 3-betting range there, if you want to just put in a 3-betting range for him, certainly all of these hands. I mean, obviously we knew ace 10 was in his range, probably king queen then, and probably some stuff, you know, in his range too. I imagine he's going to have at least like a 15% 3-bet range, something like, if he's polarized, something like that. And obviously he's not stacking with that entire range, but I mean, we're way ahead of his entire range. We're going to go and stab with our second pair. Not that that's really a stab, it's probably for value heads up most of the time. Not probably, it is. I'm going to go ahead and start the match with a 100% opening range. That's a pretty miserable board. We've been getting a lot of those. We'll just play conservative on that one. Certainly defending the jack 7. Not flopping anything. He's not going to have a lot. I think he's opening a lot here. That would just be a guess. So I'm going to attack the ace high board. If he has an ace, he continues. If he doesn't have an ace, he folds. Unfortunately, it looks like he probably has either a flush draw or an ace. So we're just going to have to give this one up again. People are having tops of their ranges, looks like. I know that people have a lot of aces in their button range, but they also have not a lot of non-ace hands that are going to hate that board. So we flop the nuts here again. It's not really the true nuts, but it's might as well be the nuts heads up, right? Not the best turn. I mean, we do have a gut shot now. Open ender, actually, I'm sorry. I guess we can stack on this turn, honestly. We have the flush draw and the top pair. Do we just take it to showdown, or do we go for some value versus a 6x? I guess it's a pretty easy bet fold. We don't really want him to see how we played that hand. Not that it's not an expected way to play that hand. I mean, we had the freaking nuts, right? So it's not like we're giving away a ton of information there. Let's not defend that. Go ahead and open a queen 9 here. It's a good board to c-bet, I think. We have some backdoors. He just donk bets. I gotta attack a donk bet, and occasionally I think this is a good one. We have an overcard. There's a lot of good turn cards for us. If he's donking a hand like 6x, 7-4, we want to make him pay. And make him fold some of those hands. Unfortunately, he just shoves. Now, he's donked twice. Maybe he's just doing it with his strong hands, and he's had 2 strong hands. We just don't know yet. We're obviously going to raise up the aces here. I'm getting a king, king 4. Either he has a king or he doesn't. Try to get value from a 10. Pocket 8. It's a shame he didn't re-raise pre-flop, right? Just a shame. That's okay. Flopping a pair. Check back for deception. Gonna go ahead and protect our hand on the turn. He just folds, which is good. When you have a pretty marginal hand. Go ahead and defend the Jack 7 here. I'm going to try something, just lead with trips. Protector, I don't want him to check back a hand like 9-10 or something like that. We also can under rep on the turn by checking. I think it's just basically a good check call spot. He's going to be really polarized if he bets this river. I think we just have to pay him off. Wow! Good thing he did not raise the flop, right? Wow! We're just running into the nuts every time. Wow! That boggles my mind that this is heads up, because you just normally do not see this kind of stuff. I'm going to bet for value again with my ace-10. I think we can still get value from worse. He's going to show up with a 9 or a 4, but he'll also have some random gut shots. Unfortunately, he has like the top of his range again. I mean, obviously the King X is the top of his range or a set, but it's like he'll have a lot of hands there that are not a 9 or not a pair. Yeah, we're continuing our run good here. Flopping a set. As the trend would be, he probably would have like, what, King 10 here? Sometimes, a lot. I would prefer him just have Queen Jack. We're going to go ahead and bet again. We're never ever not just getting it in with a set. If he has King 10, good game, sir. Certainly have to just go for value from Queen X, Jack X, Queen Jack, which would probably raise the flops. Heart draws, gutter balls, you know, all that stuff. So we ran about as bad as we can in this one so far, and we're still basically pretty close to even here. We're about a 300 chip deficit, really, from the break-even point. If you look at it that way. Flopping trips again. Could it be good? Could trips be good? We just don't know. He shows Queen Deuce and folds, so that means he's floating pretty wide on the flop. If he's so we definitely want to be value betting thin against this guy. Flopping 2 pair, betting, and turning a boat. A good time for him to have a flush here or straight. Fortunately, he does not have those hands. Now we're running a little bit good, but we're not getting a whole ton of money in pots, unfortunately. But we'll take it. And we're going to check raise this one. Once again, he does not have to have an ace. Just clicks back. Is there any merit to us just calling here and trying to hit an 8 or a 6? For this price he's laying us 6 to 1. I think there is, so we'll do that. He could also just be bluffing here, and we run out and win. Interesting river. Another, once again, a really polarizing bet. He's shown that he can bet though on 4 to a straight board with just trips, right? So, I mean, it's hard for him to have anything here. It's a bluff. I mean, it's possible. We call the flop. We look like we have an ace, so he would expect us to call that river bet. So it would be a bad bluff. Once again, we're flopping decently. See if we can get some calls out of him. He doesn't like to call, fold to 1 bet. We're going to go ahead and try to get value from just a heart. And we're going to check back here. Oh boy. Oh man. Wow. Again, we're running into the nuts. But not getting stacked. I guess that's something, right? We're going to bet 3 streets here. Assuming we have him, he'll have some 3x that he might call with. He might fold an 8 by this river. Unlikely, but I think he might actually call with a 3 or just, you know, it just plays easier when we play it that way too. And, we're going to limp 4 deuce just for the heck of it. Because I just want to play pots in position versus this guy, and I think even with 4 deuce we can turn some profits. He's just going to have a club here most of the time. He's like never having an ace. In case he ran out like 2 pair or something, we kind of have to bet. So he's folding a lot of rivers. Folding a lot of rivers. Fortunately, he's folding rivers when we have it. Bad thing. I don't know what this means. Is his first 3-bet? We'll just try and flop something and go and just decide at that point. I'm gonna take my free card. I think he's just check raising here a lot. I kind of don't want to get check raised off my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and check back again. We hit the straight. I'm gonna assume we have the best hand. He would probably be betting his heart draws. Then again, it's probably hard for us to raise at the same time. Unfortunately, I think we just have to call here. He's just bluffing anyway, so worked out for us. Not sure what his plan, whether he was just check folding the flop in turn. I don't know. But looks like he just doesn't really know how to play a6, so he clicked it back. We're gonna min bet this with our 8 high. Try to game off like jack high. He should be calling with jack high here. He probably doesn't realize that though. We're gonna go ahead and raise the 10-8 suited, my favorite hand. Flopping top pair. I'm gonna check back for deception. The hand plays so much easier when we do this. This is usually where he has like pocket fives or a flush. He just overbets. Wow. He's so passive. I find it hard to believe this is a bluff, honestly. And we really don't have any kind of redraws. We just have to fold the river, so this sizing just kills us here. I was actually thinking of raising like 120 to 150 bet, but I just think he's got it there. He's a 0.7 aggression factor guy, you know? I think that we're going to have to just play a little bit cautious. 2 overs to the 7 and a gut shot. I think that's worth a lead there. So I feel pretty good about everything so far. Last time he did this, he had a6. Hopefully he has a similar hand, and we'll just stack. And we run into queens. Ouch. Wow. Oh, suddenly we're drawing dead to his queens. Alright, we would definitely accept versus this guy. Unfortunately, he declines. Wow. The run good, the run bad continues. But we're going to get right back on the horse. The journey of a streak, of a 10-win streak, starts with 1 game. And you can't win if you don't play. So that's a streak of 4 straight losses, I believe, or is it 5 going back to tomorrow? It's 5. So we were 5-5, and now we're 5-10. We're gonna keep on trucking. Not get discouraged. Just kind of running into it today. I think we got a game already. Maybe not. Oh, it was just a refresh. False alarm. Okay. Games have been starting pretty quickly today. Hopefully that trend continues. Wow, now we're just kind of just scratching for a win. But if you think about these few that we've lost, we ran to aces for 2 of them, right? With strong hands and just lost. We lost a couple flips. We lost one ahead in one of them. I mean, it's just, you know, series of unfortunate events. It's nothing that's not standard in poker. I mean, we could lose 20 of these in a row. It's not outside the realm of possibility. And again, we could win the next 20. We just don't know what's going to happen. That's kind of what's fun about poker, is you never know what's around the corner. But these are fun. I have a good track record in these. I'd actually prefer for these to be hyper turbos, so they go a little bit quicker. But there's a little more skill involved in these as well, so I mean, I guess it's a trade-off. You can't play quite as many of them, but you know, you should have a bigger ROI in these over the long run. Surprised that another game has not started already. Usually they happen a lot faster than this. What can we do while we're waiting here? Could try a few of these. Those are even higher variants than the heads up ones. So maybe we'll avoid those for now. I think we can get rid of one of our tournament indicators here. Alright, smoke them if you got them. Still plan on playing some tournaments eventually. Not sure when exactly, but definitely is. I want to do that. They make me so tired because they're time sinks. You have to stay up so late to play these. I kind of dread doing it for that reason. But yeah, maybe a week will come where I'm not tired. So where did our tournament indicator? I guess both of them closed. Or is it on here? There it is. So we won with a 5. So we get another victim here. Hopefully we can get off to a better start. I mean, that's kind of been our downfall as well, as we've been kind of just starting off bad. I mean, historically, I just like to build up big chip leads and then just kind of pound at that point. Check here. It's kind of, I mean, I've been raising in this spot, and historically it works really well, but I almost hesitate to do it this early. We've been running into it so often. Maybe we'll just take a little more conservative route in this one, just play straightforward. That's probably the best bet in these lower buy-ins anyway, while you get your feet wet. We're certainly going to c-bet the ace-8-5. I think he's got a lot of 5s or 8s in his range. I think he checks 8s, he bets 5s, bets 6-7, he bets... I don't know that he has that many aces in his range. He probably checks some of his weaker aces. So I really think this is a 5, pocket 8s, 6-7, or backdoor flush. How much of that are we beating? I mean, this really looks like a value bet. Do we just have to pay it off, though, for that price? 2.5 to 1. I don't think we can fold a jack here. Surprising that he bet the ace-4. I mean, he's kind of chopping with all the aces, and he can't really call a raise, but he could check call a bet. But whatever, he did it. Either we're not good or we're good there. I think we're good often enough to make that call, though. I think he will have like a gut shots and 6-7s and things like that. He'll think it's a good run out for him to bluff sometimes, so I think it's fine. But here we are, starting in a hole again, which is a little bit unfortunate. We're going to bet our third pair here. We can't really call a bet on the turn. We can raise a bet on the turn. I prefer to take a proactive approach to those type of boards. Either I'm checking back and raising turns, or I'm just to set my price for showdown, or I'm just going ahead and betting the flop. I like to be able to bet or check back my pairs. I also like to be able to check back some non-pairs and raise turns. So really when I raise or bet, they just shouldn't have any idea what I ever have. I know it's short term and you really don't have to balance these so much, but it never hurts to do it just in case you play a long match. You could show up with a variety of different hands and spots and confuse people. Going to c-bet, even though this board connects once again with his range pretty well. We still have ace high, probably have outs, or we're ahead, and we're protecting. I think it's just better to bet that type of board. And just build an aggressive image as well. If you're going to be betting with your strong hands, you need to be betting with weak and medium hands as well. I'm going to limp 4 deuce. I like to pick these hands, like I said, that other one, just to see how he reacts to a limp. That way it's an easy fold. I don't want to limp some medium strength hand and call where I'm like unsure whether it's a good call. I know it's a fold if he raises in that spot. And I don't really want to not get value from my stronger hands. I want to see that he's going to, if he's going to be attacking that, and then I can maybe limp something later. Getting called. This is a similar spot, except I think there's more stabbing cards for him. So I like to check back and raise the turn here. He pots it. I still think a min raise is good here. I think he'll just have flush draws a lot. He'll also have jacks, which he's not folding now. Wow, he had an 8. Okay. Guess he can have some 8s in his range. But we still set our own price for showdown. If we call that, he might bet again. So, a little confusing for him to have an 8 there and just insta call my raise when it looks like I kind of just have to have him beat there. Gonna lead with 3 and backdoor flush draw and queen overcard. Gonna go ahead and raise the computer hand. So he's folding the seals fairly often so far. He hasn't 3-bet yet, so I think we'll just have to go with our 100% opening range on the button for now until he adjusts, if he adjusts. Opening the 5s, standard stuff. Flopping a set. Looking to get the money in at some point, hopefully. Don't have any takers. So we'll just move on to the next hand. The ace jack. Stealing 75%, but he doesn't steal that one. I'm going to stick with the 100% for now. I think we just have to see bet the ace high board. Sometimes you'll have a jack and a 9 here, though. He won't fold, but we're going to just one and done that one, I think. He could certainly have a lot of aces. He's not really 3-bet much yet, or any at all. It looks pretty straightforward. Folding a lot, betting a lot in obvious spots. I don't really see him having got too much out of a line. Out of line, sorry. I think we could just kind of play small ball against this guy. Maybe we should have been doing that all along. Maybe we should just go back to that philosophy in general, right? Just kind of small ball our way up to a slight lead and then get into high blinds and just range on range outplay him. Getting 3-bet this time. He's thinking about it. Nope. We're going to bet the jack. It just plays easier. He paused, so he could definitely have some aces in his range here. We turn a double gutter. I don't want to get blown off my equity. We can certainly just have the best hand. I think he's just got a lot of aces in his range. We do river a straight, so we're just going to call a river bet here. And we take it down. It's a really strange bet on his part once again. In a strange spot. I think he's overvaluing some hands. Just don't know. Maybe he just thought it would play easier. Maybe he was bet folding that river. I don't know. If he's thinking at all. So we're back to even again, which is good. Also, another good thing about kind of playing this small ball type poker is that it frustrates people. We're going to min raise, expecting us to have the best hand here most of the time. He did this with like an 8 earlier, right? So we expect to have the best hand here. It's exactly the hand he had. I wouldn't expect him to do that with a king. I mean, I guess he would bet, but it just seems weird for him to bet pot with a king. But who knows? BPO here. Bet is he betting 100%? I kind of want to call one time just to see what he does on turns and maybe pick up some equity. I want to see if he just barrels or whether he gives up. Bets the turns. I'm assuming he has an ace there most of the time or somehow has like 3x, but I think that's a good hand to do that with just because a queen and 9 might be an out that I can continue with a diamond. I'm not sure what he's donking here. He hasn't really done this yet, but we have like the worst hand we could possibly have, so I think that's a good one to fold. We're going to defend the king 5, flopping the nuts, basically. I don't think we're looking just to get it in, but we're definitely can withstand a raise here, so we're going to bet. Fold is okay. I mean, we have a ton of equity no matter what he has, but we'd like to take it down with king high. Keeping with the theme of 100% opening range. Not sure what his donk betting range. I wish we had a hand. We have one of the worst hands that we can have again. Can't really do anything with that. Very little room for improvement. So I don't know whether he's just adjusting to my wide opening range by donk betting a lot. It's possible. Keep that in mind. I don't know or think that I need to tighten up just yet. We might start limping a little bit. Okay, I can attack if he donk bets this one. I'm going to do the min raise. Got a feeling it's going in here. Yeah. I don't know. Once again, it's one of these click backs. I think I'll just conserve my stack in this case. I don't know what he's meant. He's done it 3 straight times. Maybe he just happened to have it this time, or maybe he's had it all 3 times. I don't know. But I don't think peeling there is good because even if a 6 or a 5 is live, some of the outs are dirty. You could definitely be doing that with flush draws. I'm going to c-bet, have a gut shot, and king high here. Could certainly have the best hand still, but I don't think he's going to fold or a queen or a 9. I don't really want to barrel off on that board. He could certainly have like nothing here too. He's not folding anything that's a piece of the board. Oh wow. It's a little frustrating. We did have the best hand till the river, but that's the way it goes sometimes. I'm going to lead with my 8, probably the best hand. Being really sticky lately. And we're going to bet again. And do we check call? Okay, so we have the same hand. Okay, I mean that's reasonable on his part. Just kind of lucky to chop that one. I think he also could have bottom pair there and we could be good. Obviously we can't continue to a shove. That's his first 3-bet. We're assuming that's really strong. Not that we could call, even if he was weak or had a wide 3-betting, we couldn't call with that hand anyway. He's become really defendy. Wow. Alright, so we see this sometimes when players get like a 2-to-1 chip lead, they get really, really aggressive. And as they should. Especially against people that are opening wide. So I think our adjustment right now should be just, I think we kind of have to tighten up a little bit. Just a little bit on our opening range. Maybe do some more limping. And he just insta folds on this one. A little bit unfortunate since we had the nuts. I'm gonna limp some of these medium strength hands now. Flopping second pair. Let's play a little more small pot poker. I think that's a good adjustment based on the recent action, recent events. If he was continuing to be really foldy pre-flop, I mean, I would just keep opening. So he does attack this limp, which is fine. I get basically the same information. I don't necessarily think that he's doing that wide. I think we have to just shove now with 20 big blinds. The best play. Good third and go. I like just the straight shove. We continue limping hands like this. Very cheap. Okay. And we're just trying to hit like a monster over monster hand basically now when we do that. And just basically play a strong 3-betting, or profitable 3-betting range, profitable opening range. I don't think we need to be like polarized or anything. I think we just open for value now, limp everything else, and I think that's going to work out for us. He's opening 73%, which means any ace high should be going in. And we get it in good here. We need a 10. Okay. Once again, we lose the all-in. We have to win. No surprise there. See if he accepts. He did accept. Okay, so we get an immediate rematch. We definitely want to play this player again. We have a big edge versus this player. As we lose our 6th in a row. But I think we did okay in that one. And now that we have a good read on the guy, we can go forward. We're going to continue our same strategy that we were just using toward the end of that, and play a very small pot strategy. And just play small pots. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. We don't turn anything. We're just expecting him to have pairs, and he's not been one to fold pairs, so this time he just has ace high. I guess he called with a backdoor flush draw on the flop. It's good to know that he isn't raising those, so when he is raising pre in that spot, he's probably got a really strong hand. It's fine. We're going to play a lot of pots, small pots in position. Stab at them. Build the big pots when we have the edge. Remember, this guy opens about 70-something%, but we're not going to defend with the deuce 7. We have to have some hands to not defend with. Definitely raise the ace 8. Going to defend the 6s, of course. I have the best hand here often enough. That's a really good turn card for us. I think we're just going to see a showdown here and win most of the time. Yep. Let's see what he had real quick. He had 7-6. We were doing really well. He had to hit some kind of straight. We're going to check back the queen. And raise this turn. Hinky river, so we'll just check back. And we win. Call with an open ender on the turn. So we got the chip lead we like to get in these. Gotta take command of this thing, hopefully. We'll go ahead and get rid of the king 3 here. I think we're winning so much on the button that we don't necessarily have to defend wide. We know that he's really strong when he does this, or at least that's our read. So there's no reason to call with jack 7 here. Not like we can just hit a jack and stack. We will defend a hand as strong as jack 9 though. We flop a gut shot and backdoor flush draw, so we probably are going to peel at least one street here. Yep. Turning the flush draw, it's a really gives a lot of boats, so not like we could just, I mean, we pretty just have to be done with this hand. He's not going to fold any kind of pair. He's probably not folding that, honestly. So that's just kind of a bad turn card. We're going to go ahead and open some weaker hands that have potential. And hopefully he just folds this flop. Not this time. So we're back to square one again. But that's okay. We'll go back to our strategy again. And then rinse and repeat until finally we run good once we get the chip lead. Bumping. And stabbing. Pretty fit or fold in these small pots. Hey, Mr. Perfecto. Thanks for the sentiment. Good luck is needed because we've lost 6 straight of these. It's getting pretty ridiculous, redonkulous. Backdoor clubs and queen that's likely good. Definitely calling with the jack 10. Flopping the third nut flush draw. Means we're gonna peel. Making the third nut flush. And min betting to get value from something. He's just not gonna call with much, so we have to try and get some value. Let's see what he called with. I'm assuming some kind, either an ace or some kind of small club. Yeah, he had an ace, so good for us. We're gonna limp to 6-4. Be wary that he's on tilt. Anytime anybody makes a call like that, they tend to go on tilt. It's human nature. I don't know why, but it's good for us. But I wish I could just. It's like people just they lose any kind of pot like that where they kind of look foolish, even though he shouldn't look foolish because I would call with an ace there too. People just tend to want to get their money back immediately. Kind of dumb. We're gonna stab at this. I think he'll probably call 40%, raise 40%, and then fold the rest. So it's gonna be a profitable bluff. Not gonna defend the 6-5. Play pretty tight in position or out of position, I think. King high flop. We c bet. Expecting that to work a lot. Having the aces. All clubs. I think it's best just to check this back. Go for a little value on the turn. That's a really good river card, I think. I get value from a queen, an 8, a 6, something. Fortunately, he folds. I guess it's better for him to fold than raise, right? So, we'll fold 10 deuce. We're not Doyle Brunson. Oops, let me plug my phone into the charge. Realize it's dying, and I will need that later. Taking our small ball limping approach again. Betting our flush draw. The good thing about this strategy is he will have like some small flush draws, you know, things like that, and we can just flush over flush sometimes by that, whereas he would have never been in the hand a lot if we had raised pre-flop. Flopping a jack, always good. I'm gonna go ahead and lead the turn. Ace is not the best turn card, but we'll lead anyway. Can't check call. It's too weak passive. We'll open the ace 10. I think we just have to get it in here, don't we? He hasn't 3-bet yet in this match, although it just feels like this is a weak 3-bet. I guess we'll just try and hit a piece of the board first. I mean, we kind of have the chip lead. I don't really want to just flip with him, or I mean, just because he was 3-betting wide in this spot last doesn't mean he's doing it this one. So I think we're just going to be a little more small bally and prudent here. We've kind of been getting boned in those spots where it looks like an easy stack off, and then we run into aces. Yeah, I hear you, Mr. Perfecto. You would think it would have to balance out, and hopefully it does. We want to win a lot more of these than we lose. Don't want to break even in them. But I mean, we're looking for the long term here. We'll see how we're doing after about 50 of these. And if we're winning 10 out of 50, we'll start worrying. So we'll remember that he was donk betting pretty strong hands last time we played. Yeah, we'll defend the 8-5 here. We're just not flopping much when we do defend, unfortunately for us. So they should sometimes be a little bit gun shy, which we should not be. Seems like we get to like a 1700-1800 chips, and then we just kind of wall. I wish we had been at like 2100 so we could have just stacked. I guess we could have at 2000 with the ace 10. We certainly would have definitely done it being 2 to 1, because if you lose, whatever, right? Still got 1,000 chips. This is almost a raise. I think I could raise this, obviously. I'm flopping a gut shot, backdoor flush. We will bet. Turning the flush draw. We don't want to get raised off our hand. We're going to check it back. I don't think he folds an 8, so wow. Just had nothing again. I'm just not going to bet those spots. I mean, there's a small chance our queen eye is good anyway. A little annoying that he called with just nothing on the flop. I don't know why he didn't. Normally, wouldn't he? You would think he would raise with that hand pre-flop. A little strange that he didn't. We have the nut flush draw on a pair. Certainly going to bet that. Probably got a 9 here a lot. Making the nut flush is always nice. Do we bet bigger? I think he check raises any flush anyway, so let's just bet normal. Try to get value from like a 9 or some kind of 2 pair. Sucks that we didn't get max value there. But we'll take a win. We'll take a win. Folding the jack 5. I like their music, but not going to play their hand. Everybody that doesn't know, a jack 5 is known as the Jackson 5, whatever. Guess they just couldn't think of another name for it. I don't know. I have a gut shot and a backdoor flush. I think we'll peel one street here. If he checks back this, we'll bet the river. And we'll go for a little bluff here. He's been folding some rivers, so go ahead and do that. I mean, we've been getting called every time in that spot, so it's good to win a bluff. Got to start somewhere, right? We have the nearly a 2 to 1 chip lead. This is usually where he gets aggressive, and we just can't win a pot. Let's don't let that happen again. Ugh. Yeah. Come on, big hand here. All right, this time we can get it in with his 3-bet. Oh yeah. Please, please have a 3. Oh. Could we check that back? Should we check that back ever? I don't know. He's been pretty aggressive, so. Wow, he doesn't raise that one. That is frustrating. He's been raising a lot of buttons. Now the deck's kind of hitting us in the face. Not on this hand. This is where we'll get raised. See? Oh, I hate this. We're going to keep being patient. Oh, that's frustrating, though. Okay. Now. All the beans. All the beans. Now we have our little 2 to 1 chip lead, basically. Good flop for us. Should be. He should not have too many aces in his range here. So we're going to go ahead and raise the turn. And I expect that we're just going to win this a lot. Oh, he had a deuce. How does he have a deuce? Oh, man. How does he call the turn raise with just a deuce? We're going to trap a little bit here with our ace. And check shove this flop. And hopefully he has like king queen. Getting the money in. Fortunately, he did not have a queen. Got to go for it, though. So I think that board does smash him pretty well. So we got to try and get the monies in. Not going to check call that. There's so many turn cards that I'm just going to hate out of position. So we're just going to go with that. Here comes the raise, because we're at 1,800 chips. He doesn't like us being at 1,800 chips. He raises every single time, which means I should be limping strong when I'm strong on the button. We'll do that. Maybe the next strong hand we receive on the button. I mean, it's still only 25 chips. Got to give him a chance. We're going to check back top pair. Give him a chance to stab. He does not, but we're going to do it, because I know he'll call with any piece. And once again, he should call with any piece, right? And we win. Probably had like, I don't know, 7x type hand. Can find out. He had ace 5, so he had a 5 on the turn. We're just gonna. That would have been a really good spot to have ace high. But no, or king queen or something, so we could just ship it. Here comes the raise. It's like clockwork. I'm gonna stay disciplined. I'm gonna keep folding these because if he's gonna keep raising, eventually we're gonna have a hand. We can limp raise. Ugh. Maybe we should just be folding and waiting for that hand. I don't want to appear that I've tightened up. I don't want to give that image to him, so give him that read. He's just attacking every time now. So maybe we should just tighten up now. He hasn't been limping many hands, but I can't check back ace deuce. Gotta get it in. He happens to be trapping, he's trapping. We got him. Hold. Oh. Come on now. Come on. Why would he play this whole tournament and then just suddenly make a huge donkey play like that and then get rewarded? Oh, he hits a 6. This is so frustrating. You have no idea. It's so frustrating not to be able to win any kind of all-in. That was ours, guys. That was ours. We're supposed to be winning that one. But the way it goes. It's frustrating to play really disciplined, get in really good spots, and then lose anyway. That's the most frustrating thing. Yeah. Do we have time for one more? I think we do. At least one more. It's only 4 o'clock. I usually have to be done by 5. I'm not saying I'll play till 5, but we'll see. So let's pull up the sit and goes again. The streak is alive. The 7 losing streak. I don't think I've ever lost 7 in a row. I don't remember the last time I've lost 7 of anything in a row. Sit and goes, whatever. But luckily, these are $10 ones. These are small change. Like we basically lost 2 all-ins at 100 an L. Not a big deal, right? Let's have our bad streak now before we move up to the next level. So, I thought that one was ours, guys. I thought we played really well in that one. We were patient, waited for our spot. We got our spot. We were something like 75-25 on the turn. Actually, both times, both of those all-ins, we were 75-25 on the turn, and he spiked it both times. Eventually, they're not going to get lucky against us. It's really weird that he called with a king 8 because, you know, why he would do that. It's not like we had been aggressive in that spot or even had that spot. I think he just tilt called it off. He was just frustrated because of how long the tournament had lasted, and just tilt put the money in. And unfortunately, it'd been nice if we had like, not that it would have mattered because he hit the 8 if we had like ace king there, but whatever. I don't like setting negative records like losing 10 in a row, losing any amount in a row. I don't like to do it. If you guys have followed this for a long time, we've played quite a few of these early in the challenge, right? And we just were winning almost every one. So I guess that luck, that good luck we had early on is kind of catching up with us. That's okay. Again, not really worried about it. And kind of a, I don't know, macabre. I don't know what the word would be. Kind of a, it's kind of, I don't know if the word's funny, but definitely not exciting. But there's a lot to be said for bad streaks. You know, it's like it almost kind of makes you just buckle up and like, I'm gonna come back from this, right? It kind of, I don't know. It's not always a bad thing to have a bad streak. It makes you do a lot of self-reflection. Make sure you're not just playing like a donkey. Makes you play better, I think. As long as you don't let tilt creep in, right? It makes you play better. So, I mean, how many of those times have you had bad sessions and you just kind of sit up in your chair and you're like, okay, I'm going to play better now. And things usually turn around for you when you do that. So hopefully that's the case here. And the first one of these that we win is going to be the new streak in the opposite direction. If anybody ever sits with us. Let's get some tunes going here. These random tunes. If anybody knows of any music that is, what do you call it? No copyright or whatever, let me know. And I will definitely pull it up. Have the Spotify thing open. Alright, we got another game. Can we end the pain? Will the pain ever end? That's what we have to find out. How about we change this color, right? I'm getting sick of this green. I've never liked green in the first place. Remember we changed it to green? We were changing colors every time we moved up in stake. Well, I am tired of green. Maybe that'll get us going in the right direction. If we can just change this ugly green. What do we like? Red? What do you guys like? What are these? Also, I don't like these card colors. I've missed the custom skin that I used to have. About change the card colors too. I mean they all kind of suck. Black and orange, no. I mean I can let you guys watch this. I was trying to get it out of the way, but why don't we go with blue and man, these suck. I mean, they're basically all the same. I guess we'll go with that. Now. Ah, much better. So we get min 3-bet with queen, flopping top pair. Not many scenarios where we fold at any point during this hand. We turn a gut shot. Kind of a good card for him. We're just gonna check it down now. And he min 3-bet us with 5-8. That's good information. And then he kind of one and did it. One and did it. We're gonna assume this guy might be kind of a slight play machine here. Yeah, we'll just keep that in mind. And once again, not folding the ace. Not looking to just pile the money in either. Barrels this one, which is kind of interesting. And we're good. We can see what he had. I'm guessing he had like king queen. That's why he barreled. He hit a queen on the turn, or king on the turn. Hopefully he tilt 3-bets this one. Yes, got him. Can we win one, guys? Can we win one? Just have to avoid a 3. Oh. I don't know what to do. I thought we finally had an easy one. We were going to win that one, rematch the guy. I'm going to look like I'm on tilt now. Maybe he calls us light. Nope. Shit. Man, I mean, at least we're still in it, right? But, so he did turn a king on that other hand. I just honestly can't remember running this bad. It's been a long time. Where we just cannot win no matter what our hand is. We cannot win a showdown. We're gonna keep going with this though. At least it makes for good entertainment value, right? We're gonna limp this. Get back to the grind here. He was really weak last time he did this. We're gonna pot this. And we do just take it down. Man, what is happening here? we're gonna try and grind this back up again. This guy is obviously just a terrible player, right? And so we're gonna just keep playing, and hopefully we just win. I mean, we're still a double up from the chip lead, so I mean, it's not like we lost down to like 200 chips, right? We're not giving up. We're definitely not giving up. Gonna lead with the bottom pair. That's a good turn. And counterfeited on the river. And he wins with king high. Unsure whether he would fold to our bluff, but I just thought he would have a lot of ace highs there. But I wasn't willing to bluff. I don't like to bluff calling stations, and I think this guy might be kind of station E. That's a word. It's frustrating though to get 2 streets of value out of king high and then get counterfeited. It is definitely frustrating. We were check calling a lot of rivers. We're gonna call with a flush draw. Hit a 2. Assuming he's gonna have like 2 pair here, so whatever. Definitely could improve there to the winning hand, and maybe even get paid by something. Like 2 pair, if we led third pot on the river, we could definitely. So we had some implied odds there. I mean, sure, we had some reverse implied odds if you had a flush draw as well, but that's just not something we have to consider when we only have 600 chips. Shove. Shove? No shove? Alright, we check back. Need that for protection. I think he's just going to have a 3 here a lot. Or ace high. So we'll take a small pot. Ah, it's just amazing he didn't shove that ace 8 there. He shoved ace 3 earlier. Why couldn't he shove ace 8? I guess he wasn't on tilt. It's amazing that we just didn't double up there. We're going to lead with a gut shot. Turn a pair. And win. Okay. Alright, I have an itchy nose right now. It's not a pick. I have an itchy nose. Pretty miserable board, so we're just gonna move up here. What was that Seinfeld episode where he's like doing this and the girl sees him or whatever? Alright, shove your ace 3 again. Can't lose them all, right? I have backdoor diamonds. I'm gonna try and realize some equity, and probably gonna have a best hand often enough anyway. We're just gonna check it down. And he hit a 4. Once again, we had him dominated, and he hit his miracle card. But we lose the minimum, so not a big deal. We're gonna shove our small stack here over his limp. Hopefully, he just calls us with king 8 or whatever. Welcome to those just joining. If you're wondering why it says 5 and 12, we are on a 7-game losing streak right now. It's like kind of unprecedented for us, but it's been a series of unfortunate events. I don't give a lot of credit to this. I think he's going to have like 8 and 9 a lot here. I think we'll just try to get to showdown against 8 and 9. And he just had queen 9, so just looked like a bluff, so we called a flop. And fortunately, he didn't follow through. Of course, I'm probably calling that river, honestly. Would kind of be a sicko in that spot and just call. Go with my read. Once I make a read like that, I like just stick with it. Up here. It's kind of playing straightforward. And we're going to bet for value here. This guy will call it king high. All day long. Queen high. Go for 2 streets. Fold to a raise. And I'm expecting us to have almost the nuts here. What? I mean, he's played pretty straightforward. He's shown some bluffs, but not in this spot. I think he either spiked the king or he's got 6. It's possible he has like 5-7 or 8-5. Like, oh, there you go, 8-5. But he hasn't done that in that exact situation, so I just had to give him credit there. It's good that he's showing these hands because it just gives me information, which I like. Maybe I need to raise some more buttons. It looks like he is capable of folding the steals. Shoving the ace-3 if he's trapping. Good game, sir. Holding the jack-6. You guys remember the last all-in we won? How many all-ins have we won since we were like 5-5? One? Any? 0? I wouldn't be surprised if it's 0. Wouldn't be surprised. We obviously can't do it with the king, the 10-9 here. He's only stealing 20%. He's folded to every shove. I'm gonna keep doing it. Ace high is a good one because we have like 30% equity no matter what he has. Fold the jack-4. Blinds go up. It's kind of significant because now we have like 13, 14 big blinds now. As you can see, he just thinks he's in shove mode now, which, I mean, I guess he could be not a bad strategy now. We're just going to have to give this one to him if he stabs. We're going to stab ourselves, though. Might be playing pretty straightforward now. Kind of nut camping. Probably shoving fairly wide on the button, though, I would think now. Like all of his face cards, maybe. Certainly queen high plus. There's a rare raise from him, so we're just going to give him credit. I'm kind of scared about the min raise, because I think he just has a monster when he does that. We're going to try one open with a jack-8. We can't do too much of this. Kind of scared of this board because I think any diamond, this guy's just going to put it in. I think I just have to go for it. If he has it, I'm going to have to go for 40 chips and just get it in and try to get lucky. That's a award-winning turn card. I think he just shows up with like the 5 of diamonds now. So, whatever, dude. You got me. I'm not going to call. Probably shows a bluff a lot. No, he just has trips. It's a really weird bet. But I guess I don't know what he's trying to, what worse hand he's trying to get to call there. Fold the 8-3. We've got to shove really wide now. Unfortunately, getting kind of desperate. Yeah, we'll have to go with a queen 10. Maybe this will be the one we win. Finally winning all in. If you're just tuning in, we got rivered in this one with ace jack, I think, versus ace 3 to win it, like really early in the match. And it's just basically been kind of equilibrium since then. In fact, we're almost afraid to get all in without the nuts, just because we haven't won anything. Once the chips go in, it just kind of seems like it goes the other guy's way. At least a bunch of these in a row. Play straightforward here. Let's conserve my chips. Yeah, what was he thinking about? Whether to bet his 7 or not? Your pot, sir. Just rattle your chips. I'll fold. Nope. Oh, could this really be 8 in a row? I guess it could. If we lose this one, we're gonna have to call a shove here probably. Yeah, I mean, it's just too many chips out there. He's folded every single time. Our shove there, so eventually we're probably gonna get trapped, but we have very little equity in this tournament. We just have to go with what we have. Hope to get lucky. Or pick up a big hand and get called. See a free flop this time. Don't flop anything. Hopefully that was the time he was trapping when we don't shove. It just shows 7-4. It's fine, we're not going to shove 8-9. So 8-9 suited we would have shoved. Nothing we can do with a 6-4. Check, give up here. We're not going to stab with only 415 chips. Not on this kind of dynamic board. We'll let him bet and show his bluff and move on. And he shows when he's bluffing, he doesn't show when he's not bluffing. Pretty obvious. I guess we just limp the aces here. We have to try and get value from something. Shove. I think he's shoving. Shove's coming. Nope. Okay. Lead. We're just gonna bet normal. Probably folding. Darn it. Darn it! Had our chance to double up there. He didn't have anything though. Alright, folds a button. Don't remember that last time he did that. So blinds are about to go up again. It's gonna get really, really sketchy. Yeah, well at least we have aces, right? We have an ace. So this is it, make it or break it time. I don't know if we can fold this button. We're gonna shove. I mean, it looks kind of fishy if we do anything but shove. I was expecting him to call extremely wide there anyway, so not a big deal. Luckily we get 3 aces in a row here. Hopefully this is not the trap against us with ace-9. So we now can double up basically to even with him. I like it. We're going to take a break here. Feel pretty fortunate to have won 3 straight for that. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Alright. Foldy moldy time. Come on, give me something to shove here. I think 7-3 suited might actually have been a shove. Heck, maybe even 7. With his range, maybe 7-3 offsuit is a shove. I don't know. But he's folding buttons now, so I'm gonna try this. Just curious. Alright, flop an 8. I think he shoves all of his kings and queens, so maybe we're just automatically always good here. Really? Really? Yeah, I mean, we just can't call. Yeah, he just had a gut shot and didn't get there. We could beat that, but it's just too much. Folds to us there. It's kind of good that he's folding though. Makes it so much easier to get back in this. Guess we should have shoved the 8-5 a minute ago. Hindsight's 20/20. Do we have to go with this? No, he's been so tight on the button, I don't think we have to. If he was a really aggressive player, we would just go with this. He paused. Don't like the pause. It bothers me. I think if he insta-limped, we shove free there. But the pause kind of worries me. He's trapping. I could be crazy. Like he shows aces here, right? Alright, king 9. I don't necessarily know that he was limp folding that. He might have been limp calling that. We're gonna try and be a cockroach here and get back in this. Alright, we'll go for a flip here. Nope. He's definitely not shoving as many buttons as he should be. It's kind of good for us. Alright, here we go. Hopefully live cards if we get called. Alright, live cards. Good flop. Good turn. Good river. Alright, we're back in this, guys. We're down to something like 300 chips at one time. We're not going to do it. He's folding a lot of buttons, so we're just going to let him do his little tilt. Get some money back here real quick. Settle back in. 10 big blinds. Here we go. Gonna suck if he has like king jack here. King 10. Okay, jack 8. I can handle that. I'm not gonna say anything. We have the chip lead. We have the chip lead. We're gonna come back and win this. This is gonna start the streak. I feel it. We're gonna win like 10 straight now. All it took was just starting to win one all in. We're gonna put the pedal to the metal here. We're not gonna be wimps on our button. Alright, 10 deuce ace flop. He has an ace. Darn. I don't think he's limping many aces, but who knows. Moldy moldy. Not gonna play that. Wow. Just flop me a pair. Par. Alright. Don't do it to me. Wow. Alright. Flop it open-ended. We're gonna stab. Oh. So if he has a flush here, he just has us, right? Is he ever gonna bet flush on the turn? Do we have to just give him a chance to bluff again? Because he's been bluffing a lot. Yeah, we just have to give him a chance to bluff. Oh no! That did not just happen. Oh, that's like the worst! That's like the worst! He was definitely betting 100% of rivers whether he hit or not. We just had that tournament won almost. Oh, so frustrating. We're not gonna raise the 8-5. We're gonna stay patient here. We're not gonna let that bother us. It is frustrating though to hit straight. I wonder if we just get the money in, does he call there? So maybe that's a good thing. We're gonna definitely call this one. Wow. Can't just get it in though. Nice to get a free card. You're probably gonna have to... I'm gonna shove this just because I think he has like an ace a lot here. I think he's never folding an ace. Darn it. Of course he has outs if he has an ace. He could also have pocket aces. We're screwed, but back to even. I'm sick of these epic take a long time ones. I like to just win these things quick. Getting sick of this, but yeah, I guess it's good practice. Yeah. So the blinds are up. We're effective like 10 big blinds no matter what, so I wonder if he'll fold wider now that we're at this stage. I wonder if he'll still be peeling as wide. Crap. Yeah, we know you picked up a strong hand finally. I'm just curious if he's folding at all and if I could just min raise. I don't know. Alright, here we go. Got him. Come on. Deuce or heart, please. Oh, man. 8 in a row. Well, we battled back in that one. We had our chances. Once again, we've had the best hand pretty much. Didn't we have the best hand every all-in? So, yuck. Yuck. We had a straight. We had him on the ropes, and he hit his very few outer. It was such a dirty suck out too because we had hearts. And he had to exactly hit what he hit. But yeah, what are you gonna do? Looks like we got another one already. Let's go for another one. I was just joking when I said lose 10 in a row. Let's please don't do that. How about we just get an easy one? We have aces on the first hand, he has kings. I guess spades win over diamonds, right? Not the way it works. Yep. You guys didn't know that, right? If it's a tie, it's always to the spades. I don't know the order after that, but I'm pretty sure it's spades always first. We're going to raise this flop. Try to build an aggressive image early. I think he's just going to have some heart draws, some deuce X. Go ahead and bet the turn. Gotta get value from those hands. And check back. He's just had a queen. Here we go, first hand. As always, we have to just give them a 200 or 300 chip lead. It's like standard now, right? We're gonna defend the queen 10. And lead the turn. I think he's gonna have some showdown value when he checks back. I think we gotta go for 2 streets to get him off of that. So we are now 9 losses in a row, guys. I believe 9, right? Or is it 8? 8 in a row. Only 8 in a row. Let's don't give it more than we need to. Checking back top pair. Standard stuff. And betting for value on turns. Not the best river in the world, but we blocked the straight. I think we're just going to try and get value from like 4x, 6x, 10x, 8x. Something like that. And we do get some value. Take the chip lead. Actually, we're tied now. 10s. Let's just see if he wants to put it in with ace high here. Or 9s. Yes. Queen. Are we going to have to win dirty? Queen or 10? Just makes a boat and wins. Wow. We had a chance. We had a chance for an easy one. I'm getting tired of this, guys. Well, let's don't overdo it. What did I do? Put a 9 there? So that's 9 in a row we've lost. And 8 of those have been today. He's supposed to fold that, actually. I'm always happy when we get it in ahead, no matter whether, you know. Because I'm never getting in with ace jack, so anytime that happens, we've won money. That's why I was excited. But, yeah, unfortunately, he flops and just makes a boat on us. We turn straight with a redraw. Hopefully he has a 9 here and we just get it in. Darn it. We were free rolling so many ways there. Could hit a queen or a club. We'll just take the aggressive route again. We're going to c-bet the king high board. And just keep the pressure on, as usual. You guys are witnessing the most epic run bad I've had in these. But like I said, if we're going to run bad, let's run bad at basically the micro stakes, which is what we're at. $10 buy-in. I check back, try to pick up some equity on the turn. We do. We pick up a gut shot. And we're going to raise this turn and bet any river. I think it's a good play. I think he's just going to be weak when he leads men for men like that. And either we take it down the turn or the river, unless he improves. We're going to defend the 9-5, flopping a really good flop for us. Bottom pair, gut shot. We're going to lead the turn. I think a lot of the time that we're good here. I think he might bet like a missed spade now. So we're going to call his bluff here. And he actually had a jack. Alright. Sucks for us. Good for him. But I think he's got way more bluffs in his range. I think he actually checks back a jack quite often there. Flopping a gut shot. Queen high. We have to try and get him off king high or ace high here, so we have to bet. That's a good turn. Not that many flush draws in his range. I think we just have to barrel off now. Unless he made a flush, then we have to fold. I'm going to go ahead and fold the queen 6. This is getting to be grind. Open 100%. He's playing 100% so far in 7 hands. Which is a good thing. Means he is not a good player. So we'll just go to our small ball strategy. Hopefully come out on top finally. Would it be nice? Opening close to 100%. I think we have to defend King 4 when he's doing that. Go for value from a 9-6 reduce on the turn. Flush draws. Now for value on the river. And we don't get called. But that's okay. Winner, winner, chicken dinner is good enough for me. Flopping a gut shot on a high c-bet success board. Not the best turn. Go and check back. Sometimes we have the best hand here. And we do. We counterfeited him. Finally, something goes right for us. Small pot though. Back to even. We'll just check back, play a pot. He's probably always raising his ace X, so I think we're gonna have the best hand. We gotta expect us to have the nuts here now, right? Yeah, he can never have an ace here. We just have to keep getting value. I mean, it's not like he can never have an ace, it's just the majority of the time he won't. We're giving up on this board that really matches his range. His 100% crappy range. We'll definitely just have to let him own that board. Defending ace 9. Check calling. I'm turning gut shot. Okay. That was his first c-bet, by the way, 1 out of 3 times. So I guess we just give him a little bit of credit there. And continue opening wide. Trying to play pots with him. Another good board to c-bet. Just his 100% range. We're either 3-betting or folding that. I think we'll just fold. However, we're going to play the deuce 7 suited. As many hands as we can versus this guy. We're going to min raise. Maybe he folds a jack at some point. Probably not anymore. He does have queen 10 here a lot. I think it's better to bet the turn and rep the jack and get value from like clubs. Ace 10, queen 10. I hate to check back there and just let him bluff, right? Such an easy bet fold there. Possibly folds a better deuce or like pocket 5s or something too. Can't we just flop flush over flush or something? Flopping a deuce. Betting for value versus this guy. This guy's played every hand. 100%. I'm gonna call with king high here one time. Just see what he does on the turn. I think it's a good hand to do it because the board can pair, we can be good, we can do the king, we can turn open-ended, that type of thing. A lot of turns we can continue on anyway, so we get a chance to see what he's doing there. I'm guessing he's just leading with like bottom pair, second pair, whatever. Go ahead and fold this one. Ace jack. Didn't he call with ace jack last time? We're gonna go for everything. If he's gonna call with ace jack, maybe he'll call with ace 10. Oh. Clubs. Clubs. Ace jack. Clubs. That is really frustrating. I mean, I guess I don't have to shove there. But, you know, I just thought he would call light. He called with ace jack last time. It's unlikely he has a hand like ace queen or ace king. I just thought he would call with ace 8. It's a shame we couldn't get there. We actually had a really good flop for our hand. We had a ton of outs. He does, once again, rematch us. Oh, we can't win when ahead. We can't win when behind. That is 10, guys. I think we just lost 10 in a row. So that's how it's done. So we turn flop open-ended. We're going to lead here. Kind of a dirty open-ender. I think that's a good board to keep betting. I don't think we have to bet big either. He's gonna hate that card most of the time. If he does have a 9 here, he might just call, and we do have outs. And we win the borscht pot. We're gonna accidentally win it all in. One of these times. I'm gonna check back that board. Good turn for us. We're gonna protect our hand. It's hard to believe we're on a 10-game losing streak, guys. I didn't even know that was possible. Did not know that was possible. And now you know. I think if I had just open shoved every single hand, 10 straight tournaments, I would win at least one, you would think, right? Maybe that's the whole key to these. We're defending the 5-8. Unlikely he has anything. I'm just going to go for a bluff raise. He's been pretty honest, folding a lot. And I think we can kind of take a little bit of control of this if he folds here. And get a little bit of a chip lead here. Try and build some momentum on that. And get it in. I mean, most players... I mean, you could question my ace-jack shove the last tournament. But I think that's like super plus EV. I don't think it's even a question, because he called with ace-jack. If he's going to call with that, he's probably calling with ace-10, 9-8, king-queen, all those hands, right? So, he just happened to have ace-queen. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. And we, not the end of the world. I mean, we have like 33% equity, so we've got pretty good here. Yeah, if he has an ace, he has an ace. So, he's kind of a fitter foldy type. It's a shame to lose 2 straight to this guy, too. It's like probably one of the biggest whales in here. And maybe that could be an argument for me not shoving ace-jack, just playing a flop. But, you know, whatever, right? I'm just going to stab. If he's got a piece, he calls. If he doesn't, he folds. I'm not going to let him win with, like, 8 high here, right? Defend the 5-6. That's a second queen 3-3. We check raise last time. We're going to check fold this time. A limpy limp. Up in the gut shot, 2 overs to the 5. I think that's good enough for a raise. How about a 7 on the turn? Not a king. We're going to take a free card here. I don't think he's folding much. I don't think he's folding anything. I really don't think there's anything in his range that could fold here besides maybe 6-7, and we're beating that. Yeah, he's not folding that. So I kind of like our give up there. I think he's going to fold often enough to our raise, make it profitable. Sometimes we'll just spike a 7, and the money might go in. Have any aces in his range here? Raising pretty wide. I think he's mostly got like 3x or 4-7 or something like that. Calls the flop. Raising the king-jack. We're gonna bet the low board. I know that board's pretty good for him. Paired board. There's a chance we win at showdown here. Probably nice. Probably got a deuce or something. Ace deuce. He had a straight. Gonna defend the queen jack. Flop the straight. I'm gonna min bet just because we've been very stabby. Crap. I just thought if he had like ace x, he would just shove there. And certainly he's not folding any king or 10. So I just thought it was a good spot to stab. It's just unfortunate it was not a good spot to stab. Let's go ahead and bet the 2 pair here. See any reason to not bet again. Once again, if somebody has 9-10 or a better 2 pair, they just got me here. And is there any thin value here? You have to bet something, right? To bet something. Gotta get some kind of value out of it. I think a small bet's better than a big bet. That's kind of something I've learned from PLO is when you don't think they can ever call rivers that often, it's better just to bet like really small and get some kind of value. Let's see here. Yeah, the queen, ace queen. This guy could be on tilt and call it really wide. We're gonna go for it. This guy opens 86%. If he happens to have a better ace, you got me. I'm gonna be really aggressive when I have a 2-to-1 chip lead. I'm gonna keep up that aggression. I'm not gonna change just because I happen to be on a bad streak right now. Do we just have to get it in here? Maybe. I think he can get it in with just a 10, right? And if he does happen to have a better 9, we have outs most of the time. Limp. Check fold this one. We might stab a river. It runs out weird, like a 3 on the river or something. Oh, runs out. I don't even know what run out weird means. Like run out where it's unlikely he has anything. Flopping top pair. Get a little more aggressive with our top pairs. When we're a 2-to-1 chip lead. Hopefully he bluffs at this or calls with a 5 now. Try to get value from a 5. And we do. Or he just rivers a 9 for no reason. I guess he had a gut shot. Holy crap, I thought we had the nuts there. That's really strange to me. Definitely shoving the 8s. Try to get the money in. Have 7s, please. He calls really wide pre all in, so we're definitely gonna try and get in with 8s. This plays really easily too. Check this back, go for some value on the turn. We kind of have the nuts now, I think. And there's definitely a lot of worse hands that'll call. Darn it. Of course, I've had the nuts before and not been right. Right? We'll go ahead and call the king jack, flop top pair. Maybe we go for a check shove here. I think if we're good, we're gonna mitigate our losses. I'm gonna go for some thin value. It's an 8. I think he's just gonna have a queen or a spade here a lot. Spades here a lot. But I'd rather bet fold than check call. He must have just had a worse king that he checked back. I can't imagine what he would have called there with. He just had ace high. Good for us. And a max value. Shove over his limp. I'm gonna just try and just aggro the hell out of him now. I'm gonna just pound him into the ground and definitely just try to win this thing. For once. I don't think he has any aces in his range, but we're gonna under-rep our hand by checking back. Hopefully he picks up like a 9. We're gonna try and get value from a 9 or a 6 now. 9 would be bad. 9 would be really bad. So we chop now. Yeah, the king. But that's good. The 9 was good for us actually this time. Hold that. I'm going to fold the jack 4. This is where we like to be in tournaments. This is kind of the way we used to play. We'd always be up like this kind of chip lead going into when the blinds start going up a little bit. So maybe it's just taken us a while to get back in. Unfortunately, we had to lose 10 straight to get to this point. That's okay. Upping a gut shot. I think checking back is a good thing here. Turning double guttered, raising, and probably following through on rivers this time. That's not the best. I'm gonna go ahead and bluff anyway. We haven't been bluffing a lot, and I just think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna put a lot of pressure on his stack size to bet that. He doesn't want to just leave himself with 250 chips. I think when bad players see a deuce come on the river, they're gonna think, oh, he just has the trips, right? We could stab here. Definitely could have stabbed there, but that's okay. After people lose pots like that, they're a little more sticky typically. Yeah. Now would be a good time for him to shove. Are you still frustrated? You have 8s. Flopping an overpair. Go try to get this in on 3 streets. Well, actually, we might be able to shove the turn a lot of the time. So if we win this one, well, win or lose, we're done for the day. I don't think I can take too much more of this. We're going to stab that card. Alright, now we're just done with it. King High again. What was he calling for? I guess he had a diamond. I guess we could have followed through there. I'm going to limp trap here. He falls for it. Go ahead and bet. Not the best turn in the world. Go ahead and check back. A really good river. Go for a little bit of value. We're going to see what he had there. I'm curious whether he had something as strong as 2 pair. He had nothing but bottom pair. He had a 4. Wow, brave guy. If he's calling that wide, we're just going to have to barrel off for value here. He has 2 pair, he'll shove. Yeah, I figured that was coming. He hasn't really done this. I mean, he's been pretty passive in these spots, so we can't really call with the 10. Fortunately. A little bit too passive. Limp the 3 deuce. Bet R3. Guy will call with anything, so we have to give him a chance to do that. Alright. Flopping top pair. We just check shove for value. I don't know. Probably not. Go for value again from a 4, 5, or 9 here. We do get a little bit of value. I mean, there's not many players I would do that against, but this guy, it's best. Normally we would raise this, but I think this guy might be tilting a little, so I don't want to get shoved there. I'd rather him shove when I have a weaker hand. I'm gonna bet for value though, now that he's checked. So he had a 5 on the last hand, which was next to bottom pair, so yeah. He just does not fold any piece of the board, which means we should not be bluffing too often. If we do bluff, we probably want to bluff a little bit big. 10 big blinds, I guess we just start shoving hands like King Deuce. Yeah, we just got to put the pedal to the metal. Got him on the ropes. Can we win this? Shove. Yeah, we're going to keep the pressure on here. Okay, just got to avoid a 6 or 4. Ace, please. In this. Okay. I think we can win this. Whew. He declined anyways. I was very, 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 very tempted to accept if he had accepted. So we get to put 1 back in the win column. Wow, we're now 6 and 15 in these. Okay. So we just weathered that 10 loss streak. So we're going to come back strong again. Tomorrow, I'm assuming. Like I said, I always plan on streaming. Doesn't always work out. I've been really busy with it being the holiday weekend. We're at about $97. But you know, we still got about 4,000 behind, so we're not really like worried about a 10 buy-in losing streak, right? I'll load more money in if I have to. But we're gonna hopefully not have to do that. We're gonna go on like a 10 winning streak right now, and make a comeback here. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. We've been playing for almost a couple hours now, but that's fine. I mean, it's good to do this and let you guys see the worst that a poker player can have happen to him. And the bad thing about this streak was, first of all, it wasn't as bad as it seems. I ran into aces my first 2 today and like, boom, instantly lost 2. So it wasn't really as bad, and we lost pretty much every all-in, so I mean, shit happens, right? But the bad thing is it's just we're playing poor competition, so I almost tend to think there's sometimes worse variance against. I mean, that's dumb though, right? I mean, Maybe it's just more painful, but obviously variance is going to be worse against better competition, so that doesn't even make any sense. It just seems worse when it actually happens. So, okay, everybody, I appreciate you watching today. Enjoy the rest of your evening, or morning, or afternoon, whichever it is, wherever you are. And thanks everybody that's watching on YouTube. I appreciate it. If you're interested in Ignition Casino and you've never played here before, please go to automaticpoker.com and you can look at a review. And if you click the link on my website, I get an affiliate bonus or something if you sign up through me. And if you're enjoying the videos, I appreciate you doing that if you decide to play. But I know most of you have already played on here, so not a big deal. But I thought I would just mention that. So once again, everybody have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.